I'll start strong with a ban. I don't mind. If we want to start with bans, we want to start with this shit, don't start with me. Because the ban hammer comes down hard and it comes down fast. It comes down forcefully with the correct trajectory to cause maximum impact. I will say this probably could use a little bit more air. The ban hammer is shiny, it dazzles, it excites, it attracts magpies, it attracts radar, it attracts passing sailors, a little bit like the sirens on the rocks. It's shiny, it glistens in the moonlight. It comes down to anyone that says this is a pre-record. It's not a pre-record. It's not a pre-record. Guys, look, I don't want to have to get off to a bad start. But I have news regarding Kenny Foucanard. He is not going to be on the show today, but that's not because he is no longer changing his name to Kenny Ken back to back with Kenny Ken. He is. Don't worry about that. However, I received this message from him this morning. This is a conversation we're having on Skype. He says, "Bad news, dude. I stepped on my phone, and she's a goner. And I can't Skype on this laptop because it's got no sound. Sorry to mess you about, dude." I said, "Oh no. Can we reschedule for when you get your phone sorted?" He says, "Yes, please. I'll borrow one. And hopefully I'll have the driving license soon. Sent yesterday." So there is good news in the story. The good news is he has obviously filled out the paperwork with the Home Office, with whoever you send name change to. So I guess now he is officially called Kenny Ken back-to-back Kenny Ken. He's just waiting for the driving license to arrive to prove it. This is incredible news. I will say that a man prepared to change his name to Kenny Ken back-to-back with Kenny Ken is probably the sort of person that steps on a phone and breaks it. I think you could imagine those two, colliding somewhat. I mean, I imagine... I could see him being potentially the sort of man who would not be able to wear a white t-shirt without getting food down it within half an hour. Possibly a man who would have no interest in buying a brand new car because of how quickly dents would go into it. I'm not saying that he doesn't deserve nice things. I'm just saying there are probably reasons why he can't have them. No, God bless him. He will be on the show soon, I hope. He's doing the Lord's work, and if he sent off the deeds, he sent pictures. We've got them. We know this to be true on Instagram of the actual deeds getting it done. Look, here they are. Let's get this up. Yeah, there they are. Look, the deeds of change of name. Deed of change of name. By this deed of change of name made by myself, the undersigned Kenny Ken back-to-back Kenny Ken of... we've got his address there. Don't worry about that. Anyway, he lives in Cornwall. He's a British citizen, and he has renounced the name Kenny Foucanard and will now be known by Kenny Ken back-to-back Kenny Ken. So, there you go. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. It's happening. The ball is rolling. The train is on the tracks. And it's an exciting time to be alive. I'm filled with hope. I was thinking a couple of days ago that when I first started this show, I was full of hope. I was full of dreams. I was full of ambition. And slowly but surely, the absolute shit show of the tabloid press has worn me down to a cold, bitter nub. And I used to say, somewhat motivational things. I used to tell people to go and get after it to obtain the grain. Now I just feel like the world's about to end. I think I need to try and do a U-turn. Maybe, we've got Power Gen coming up with positive energy, positive news, positive STD results up after the show, 11 to 1. So maybe I'll tune into that, and that will hopefully give me a more rosy perspective of the world. But until then, it's coffee and memes.
Steady job and a couple extra potatoes. That's all I want.
You're getting on. You're pushing 30, Slugger. You know, it's time to think about getting some ambition.
Oh, I always figured I'd live a little bit longer without it.
Don't forget, kid, that what you're trying to do here is to be bright and chipper and entertaining and intelligent and sort of glitzy, and that's funny, and it's kind of cool, and it's interesting, and it's edgy, and all of that. It puts that facade of momentary charisma on you, and if you don't play that out, you actually fail.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Coffee and Memes on Threshold.fm and YouTube. I've also sacked Twitch off now. Fuck it. You know, all the archives of that were just muted, so who cares? There was only Pauly in there, I think, just drinking his own bathwater and wanking himself to death. No need for it, is there? No need. Just use YouTube and Threshold. Some news on that. The YouTube are now muting some parts of my videos and have pulled others. They pulled the Probably Fine radio show from Monday. Couldn't get that back up even with muted audio. That's very annoying. So there is a slight... there may have to be slight changes. What I was thinking is because YouTube doesn't block or ban a video until after the stream is finished, so I can just stream on YouTube and Threshold, but then afterwards I'll maybe archive them somewhere else. That's not the end of the world, guys. You know, that's not worth crying over. That's not worth, you know, getting drunk, like really, really blackout drunk and going and sleeping with builders. You know, it's not worth that sort of level of breakdown. It's not worth driving from chemist to chemist and buying as much cough medicine as they will sell you in each chemist and then driving to the next one and buying more. It's not worth going on that sort of breakdown, I don't think. Unless you've got conflicting evidence of that. Maybe I should be having more of a breakdown. Maybe I should be punching holes in drywalls. Maybe I should be drinking Four Locos and crying, just weeping alone in a toilet while I don't know, just punch my emaciated meat, you know, just crying that I can no longer satisfy women. Guys, news-wise, what have we got today? Man with television on his head leaves TVs outside people's houses. He's a crazy, wacky guy. Is he doing it for art? What's going on there? Is he a menace? Should you be worried about your children? McDonald's accidentally serve vegan man a chicken wrap. Apparently this is news. In the ridiculous end times that we live in now, this is news. Great. Talking of the end times, life after an apocalyptic nuclear war might not be quite as grim as expected, scientists say. Well, Jasper Hamill, I've not read one of your articles in a week or so I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt on this one. Queensland cops seize $90 million worth of the highest purity of MDMA they have ever seen. Whew, it's a spicy meatball. Wow. Doctors shocked a number of teens with severe lung damage due to vaping. Guys, stop. Stop it. Man, teens, don't, just smoke normal fags. Come on, it takes a while for them to really kick in. But God, how much have you got to be vaping to really do yourself in? Well, we'll find out. Pub will pay for your headstone if you die taking on 12,000 calorie burger challenge. I will say this burger challenge of theirs doesn't look like 12,000 calories. I think that might be a lie. I don't think it does. How many patties have you got there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, load of bacon, loads of cheese and chips. I don't believe that's 12,000 calories. I think they're lying to you. With a massive 1.5 kilos. Yeah, it's just unlikely. I mean, how much oil are you... Anyway, look, don't get me started. Millionaire offering 15 grand for someone willing to try and seduce his fiancée. Right, let's get this fucking show on the road. If I get that 15 grand, I can get an assistant, I can get a producer, get someone to source the news, I can get someone to set all this stuff up, take this shit to the next level. Right, show me this lass, and I'll tell you what, I will seduce her. I will... Right, okay, how are we going to do this? Right, we're looking at Nando's, aren't we? Let's keep it simple. Let's, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So, I'm going to take us to Nando's. We're going to get thighs. That's the sexiest cut of chicken, isn't it? The chicken thigh. I'm going to be looking at sort of medium or hot. I'm expecting she's going to go for lemon and herb. Just, that's fine. I'm not going to have a go at her for it. I'm going to be nice. I'm going to be, I'm going to be on the seduction. We're going to start talking probably about 2010, 2011 dubstep. I think that's the sexy chat, isn't it? You'll be like, do you remember Bear Noise? What do you reckon they're up to these days? No one knows. Do you remember Bar 9? Wow, didn't they have some hits? Great stuff. Yeah, you do remember Meow Meow. It was very much of the time, wasn't it? God, no, I wouldn't play it now. That sort of back and forth, banter. You're bonding over a subject you both enjoy. You both loved. You were both there. Oh, wow, so where did you get your bath salts from? That sort of stuff. Then it's a couple of drinks. There's a couple of those nice ciders they sell at the Nando's. After the Nando's, we're going all bar one. We're keeping it simple. Yeah, the wine's flowing. Then we're on to the cocktails and that. And then before you know it, I've got a travel lodge. You've missed your last train. Come on, let's go back. Oh, look, I've got 0.5 gram of Naki Albanian gear. Might as well have a little dab on it. Have a little pinchy. Next thing you know, the seduction's complete. There you go, 15 grand in the back burner. Easy. Easiest money I could ever make, I think. Yeah, I reckon. So, get in touch with the old boy, see what's going on. Shoe throws wise, what are we talking? We've got I'm going to play that Killjoy remix of Digital again, Waterhouse dub. That's a great record. Also, this How Does It Feel by Insomniacs. Then we've got this Askell bit. It's called Coincidences. Another Bensley number. And New Galaxy as well. That should have been played a while ago, but hasn't. Let's play that now. It's nice. It's nice. I like it. Change Forever by Galaxy. It's on Shogun Audio, of course. The Banhammer's got significantly more structural integrity now. Like the outro? Boys! Oh! Lovely! Oh, top-notch outro there, boys. Very nice. I like it. It's Changed Forever by Galaxy. Ugh! Chlamydia cure on the horizon as vaccine trial proves successful. Richard Hartley Parkinson, STD correspondent for the Metro, with the scoop on this one. We all know he's riddled, so who better to report on it? 107 shares Hartley Parkinson on this one. Not bad, geezer, not bad. A vaccine to protect against the common sexually transmitted infection, chlamydia, is safe and has shown promising signs of being effective. A clinical trial has found. Chlamydia cure is vaccine and a cure are. I mean, are they one and the same? What did you differentiate? Because I've thought that the thing with chlamydia is if you got it, you can. I mean, it stops you getting it in the first place, which is ideal. I'm not saying that means you can just go out and slang unprotected. Yeah, you can just go out fucking proliferating without a banger on. I mean, obviously, I don't use a banger. Obviously not. But, you know, I'm just saying that there's some of you that might want to consider that, the sort of quality of sexual partner that, you know, listeners of this show might be able to achieve. I'm saying, Kenny's here! Kenny Foucanard has just Skyped me. He's here. Kenny, you're live. Kenny, you are live. What would you like to say to tell people? Can I get it up without? How do you get rid of the chat thing? Calls, notification. Yeah, okay, that'll do. Look, okay, so let's see if I can get Kenny up on the screen. I mean, just in chat form. It's not a bad idea, is it? Let's see what happens. Skype, where are we? Skype, is there gonna be any value in this at all? There he is, our boy, our friend, our hero, our young hero, Kenneth back to back with Kenneth Ken. Here he is. Well, you know, we'll see what he comes out with. Let's just go back to main view. Oh no, he's here. He says I will sit. Great. Okay. A simple message there. He says that I'll soon be known as Kenny Ken back to back Kenny Ken. Thanks to you. Well, keeping it short and sweet. Obviously, a man of few words, a man of simple pleasures, a man of huge heft. I mean, this is something that I really feel has not been mentioned in the news articles about Kenny Foucanard, former Kenny Foucanard, now Kenny Ken back to back Kenny Ken. It's the sheer length and girth of the powerful unit contained within his trousers and underpants. That does not get mentioned enough. And I just want to put that out there, that he's packing. Like any good follower of the jungle, like him. All people that listen to jungle music have enormous dongs. I think we can all get behind that. Guys, let's get back to this chlamydia story. And hopefully Kenny will be on the show soon. Guys, researchers have found the vaccine provoked an immune response during preliminary tests on 35 healthy women. Okay, probably going to need to test it on a few more, but let's, come on. Who is this? Oh, yeah. Is that Jessica Biel? She's an anti-vaxxer. As a doctor, I know how dangerous anti-vaccination views are. Oh, what? Hold on. Yeah. Oh, well, we can get into that another time. Further trials will now be carried out to determine whether it can fully protect against the infection, but experts say it is an important first step in tackling the condition. Kenny is back. He's saying more. He says, the deed poll has been done and driving license and passport has been sent off. Well, application for passport because the fuckers have kept it. This is so good. Oh, Kenny, you're my hero on a number of levels. Yeah, this is too good. Forget the chlamydia story. The chlamydia story is old news. That is old hat. Don't even bother with it. Let's send him the thing. We're live now. Wow. Thanks for calling out Scott Mann as a useless twat. He really is. Who's Scott Mann? I'm struggling to remember now. Oh God, this is wonderful. This is the best. Dog, what are you doing down there? There are too many cables down there for you to be down there, wet dog. Come out. Come here. Here. Now don't get tangled up. Flap your ear back the right way. You're a disgrace. Come on, back in your bed. Bed. Outrageous behaviour. Guys, look, let's get into more news. Man with television on his head. Let's get Kenny back up for a second just to change it back over to the browser. Man with television on head leaves TVs outside people's houses. Good. Okay, let's see what he's up to. Let's get that up on the video. The idea of a stranger creeping up to your house in the middle of the night is a fairly sinister one. Now, if that person was wearing...
video this morning where at least 60 people woke up to an odd surprise on their front lawns. Old school TV sets. Police say they're now looking for the so-called suspects who left them there. Take a look at what these doorbell cameras caught.
Wow.
This guy,
okay, yep.
dressed in a moving jumpsuit with a TV on his head. You can see him put that TV down and then walk off. This all happened in Henrico.
My first reaction was just, did we order this? I mean, not an Amazon box or anything. It was just kind of strange.
I'm thinking it's a senior prank, maybe a senior year, going into high school, or some bored college kids before they go back to school, trying to create a big buzz so they go back to college and say, hey, look what I did.
And we are talking about it. Police believe it was more than one person involved. They could face charges of littering on private property or
25 to life.
Police rounded up all the TVs in an hour.
Wow, that is very efficient of the police there. I mean, I don't want to be accused of whataboutism, but, mass shootings and stuff. An hour. That is very, you hear of stories where someone's got a home invasion, they're being raped at gunpoint, and they've called 999, and it's sort of off the hook, and it takes the police 3 hours to get there. Yeah, and they get there, everyone's dead. An hour it took them to clear up to clear up 60 television sets. One a minute. What is it? Why is it that you have to do to get the police motivated to do something? It's just we got a report coming in of various television sets, old cathode ray television sets being left on doorsteps. It's a crime of littering, littering with intent. That carries a charge of 25 to life. Apparently, the police at Ben Shapiro. Carries a sentence of 25 to life. And, I think they need to get back to religion, and that's something that's obviously been lost in modern day society. Guys, I don't know what's going on here. Is there an attached Instagram account or something? Is it art? Is it art? I don't know. I wouldn't like to comment on what is or is not art. I mean, I can tell you what I like. I can tell you what's fucking dreadful. I mean, if this is art, my cock's a kipper, quite frankly. Anyway, I thought I'd keep you updated on that. Guys, what else have we got in terms of the shoe throwers? Let's have a new Bensley Bits off the album. Can't remember what the album's called. Muskoka. Yeah, I guess. It's called Do It Again.
Come on. Get 'em. Come on. You know the deal. We make it easy, watch. It's easy, watch. It's easy, watch. Cause if it's real, we make your hands clap until the roof collapses. Then we do it again. We make it easy, watch. It's easy, watch. It's easy, watch.
Do It Again by Bensley. Right, it's all right. Don't worry. I've changed the battery. The battery has been changed. Don't worry. Don't stop crying. Tell your son to stop crying. Your son is a bloody snowflake, and he needs to learn that bad stuff happens in the world, okay? So if he's bursting into tears every time a camera runs out of batteries because I've forgotten to bloody charge it, even after yesterday's debacle with Posy Pies, outrageous. Kenny's let me know that the video's gone down. He's also after the cash now, as you may remember. I did offer, somewhat foolishly, one might say, £500 to anyone saying for anyone to change their name to Kenny Ken back to Kenny Ken. So he's keen for the cash now. He says, should get my licence soon. Can I come and collect the £500 in person? Handed in my notes at work yesterday. Got any jobs? Well, okay. Going to have to round up 500 quid because I'm a man of my word, so that's fine. Yes, Kenny, you can, of course, come and collect your £500 in person on the show. I'll have it changed into... I want an invoice for it, though. I'm not paying the tax on that £500. That's a business expense. I'm talking to the accountant about that. Need a technician? I'm available. You live in Cornwall, Kenny. Sake, I'm in Brighton. Yeah, it's going to be a fun chat with the accountant. This £500 here, that as an expense for well, I've got the invoice here from a man called Kenny Ken, back to back Kenny Ken. Is that a trade name or is that his God-given name? Yeah, that's his legal name. Right, and it just says services rendered. Yeah. Oh, God. Anyway, so we've got to come up with 500 quid, guys. I don't know whether or not we should be starting a crowdfunder. No, what's a better idea is we need T-shirts. We need some T-shirts that said, I contributed cash for a man to change his name to Kenny Ken back to back with Kenny Ken, and all I got was this lousy T-shirt. We don't need to sell many of them to raise 500 quid. Guys, let me know if you're in. Otherwise, otherwise, it's coming out of the Patreon money, and then I'm not going to be able to pay my rent. So, well, although the rent for the studio is technically goes to Cy Twiddy, so I guess I'll just knock him out. I guess. I mean, he might be northern, but he's not actually hard. Guys, look. All of this aside, vegans are very sensitive people, particularly new vegans, and we have a really just hot. We need sad music. Where's the sad music? YouTube. Come on, guys. Sad music. I should have this already queued. Just it's useful, you know. Pure. Come on, sad music. Get going. There you go. McDonald's accidentally served vegan man a chicken wrap. A lovely, lovely, delicious chicken wrap. A vegan man took a bite of a chicken wrap after he was mistakenly sold it by McDonald's. Jack McMillan, 26, bought the wrap on the way home after playing piano at a wedding just after midnight on the 11th of August. His receipt showed he ordered the spicy veggie one wrap at the Festival Leisure Centre drive-thru near Basildon, but when it arrived, it actually contained meat. He took a bite before he realised, and immediately spat it out. I'm vegan! I've been for about 6 years and I was distraught! Jack told metro.co.uk. I took a bite in it and a big bit of chicken in it! I did complain and they apologised and gave me £10 back, but I don't think this is the first time that it's happened. He added, I think McDonald's and similar countries offering these options need to get their act together. They need to tidy their rooms. If you're not competent enough to train staff to realise that the spicy veggie one should not contain chicken goujons, then stop serving the options. Just forget it altogether. You've made one mistake, McDonald's. So I can cancel all vegetarian options because there was one accident made. He said he always buys vegan products to send a message that veganism is the future, and I want to see it proliferate as much as possible in my lifetime. I also don't think this is unrealistic in a capitalistic society. Flora recently removed all the animal products from their margarine and went 100% vegan. Well, okay, he's a vegan capitalist. I give him, credit there. At least he's not a communist. You know, is veganism possible under a communist dictatorship? It's worth thinking about, isn't it? A McDonald's spokesman said in an email to Jack, I can only imagine how this made you feel. Please accept my sincere apologies. We do place great emphasis on order accuracy, as there is a growing demand for personal preference, albeit for dietary and religious reasons, or just likes or dislikes. Of course, our staff have been trained to assist in any way they can to accommodate specific requests. Again, my apologies that despite the emphasis on order accuracy, you have been let down on this occasion. McDonald's has been contacted for comment. Now, I think it's best summed up by a man called Andy Betts in the comments. Who says simply, okay, I've been a vegetarian for my entire 32-year life and accidentally got given chicken goujons in a veggie burger from Mackey's a few weeks ago. Didn't leave me distraught, and I didn't go to the papers because I'm not a complete flannel. Andy Betts, he pulls no punches, and that's fine, isn't it? Look, fucking mistake happens, you little prick. You little attention-seeking prick. Yes, well done, you're holding a chicken. Fucking good for you, pal. And run crying to the papers. Look, Jesus, people are pathetic. Christ, you really think you're going to make mass societal change with that attitude? God almighty, you're like the kids at the bloody Democratic Socialist Convention in America, where they're getting triggered by people whispering. If you're triggered by people whispering, how are you going to overthrow capitalism? Seriously, there's going to be a bit more noise than whispering in a gigantic civil uprising, you fucking cucks. Seriously, just get a grip. Like, you're telling McDonald's they need to sort their act out. You're running to the bloody metro because you took a bite of a chicken goujon. Fuck my old boots. Oh, God, look, I'm triggered by that triggering. I'm the most triggered one out there, you know, but you don't get me running to the... No, all right, I'm running to my own radio station. I'm trying to monetize my triggeredness. I'm as bad as them. Maybe I'm even worse. Probably. But I'm not trying to overthrow the government, you know? I'm not advocating for mass societal change, apart from the legalisation of drugs. You know, and I mean, I'm advocating for it. I mean, I'd say that that's what I'm up for. I mean, I'm not taking to the streets. I'm not writing unless it's to MPs. I'm not actually carrying out the things that I say or preach. I'm just sitting around at home, you know, in my pants eating yogurt, you know, watching Love Island. It's pathetic. At least I'm honest about it. Unbelievable. Unforgivable. Guys, let's have this Killjoy remix of Waterhouse Dub by Digitals. Great record. Kenny Fukano's in the chat. Leonardo Yaves. He is in the chat. Hello, son. Chris LD said he played this last Friday and it went off in the dance. Fucking bet it did. Turning the headphones up for this. This is great. Yeah, man, that's Killjoy Remix. It's one half of Concord Dawn. Waterhouse dub by Digital. Ooh! It's oldie worldy tune length as well. It's like 6.5 minutes long. What have we? Oh yeah, okay, all right. Well, let's see what Jasper Hamill's been up to. Life after an apocalyptic nuclear war might not be quite as grim as expected. Well, we'll see about that, won't we? A full-on nuclear war would kill vast numbers of people, throw the tattered surviving remnants of humanity into a post-apocalyptic fight for survival, and wreak unthinkable damage upon the natural world. Or would it? But scientists may have discovered a rare piece of semi-cheery news about the disastrous winter that would hit Earth following atomic Armageddon. Cool. Stonks. During the Cold War, it was estimated that hundreds of millions of people would die in the initial exchange of nuclear warheads. Sure. Scientists are split about what will happen after the bombs are dropped. The dust, soot, and debris thrown up into the air is likely to gather in the air and cloud out the sun, throwing Earth into a nuclear winter and potentially starving billions of people to death. So, I met a friend of mine recently, who I see rarely. I just bump into him in the street. That's how we see each other. I shan't mention his name. And I was like, "Oh, what you been up to? You know, still putting nights on and that." He was like, bits and pieces. You know, I'm actually do a lot of work with. I'm quite high up in Extinction Rebellion, which is an odd thing to say for a decentralized organisation, but you know, each to their own. I was like, "Oh right, oh yes, I remember. You hate human beings, don't you?" He's one of these chaps that's gone down the overpopulation route, which, you know, there are obviously reasonable arguments for. However, his solution is mass forced sterilisation of humans. Indiscriminate, apparently. I did compare it to a little thing the Nazis were into called eugenics. He says it's very different from that. The forced sterilisation of humans is very different from the Nazis' eugenics program. Apparently, although he says it still does make him no friends at dinner parties or in pubs or anywhere. I was like, how are you going to get this mass sterilisation out there? And he's like, probably maybe something in the water supply, or it would be hidden in a vaccine. I was like, right, well, you don't want to give the anti-vaxxers any more ammo. And then, you know, I asked him, you know, are there any particular, you know, races or ethnicities he'd like to get to first? And he said, like, I think we should go now. I should end this conversation. I don't know whether or not he should be put on a watch list. I don't know. So I made the slight argument that, like, but what if it was someone's child that, you know, would grow up to be a scientist that could solve all of the mess that we're in now, could solve all of the climate issues with some sort of invention that, but they weren't born. So and then we just And also, what makes you so sure that you're right? What makes you so sure that your science and your side of the argument is so correct that you'd be prepared to forcibly sterilise the entire population? You'd have to be pretty strong in your convictions for that one. I would have thought, if you're ever given the opportunity. Hopefully, he's not going to get the opportunity. He's just putting stickers up. And I think realistically, it's just, when guys are like this, it's often... they're just trying to get some pum. I think just trying to get some of that crusty, dreadlocked Extinction Rebellion pum. You get in the meetings, don't you? Flash around your wild ideas. The young ones look at you starry-eyed. You're like, I want to kill all humans. And they're like, oh, doing it for the animals. Oh, just, for nature and that. Oh, I think that's how it works. I might be wrong. Again, change my mind. But anyway, back to this nuclear winter that we're about to get into. Estimates of exactly how many people died during the bleak winter vary wildly, with some pessimistic scientists convinced that even a relatively small war between states like India and Pakistan could cause almost 1/3 of the population on Earth to starve to death. My mate would be well pleased with that. The International Physicians for the Prevention of Nuclear War fear a nuclear conflict between these two countries alone would interrupt food production in China and the US so dramatically that up to 2 billion people are at risk of starvation. Where's the good news? What, didn't you say there was some fucking good news about this, Jasper Hamill, you doomsday prophet motherfucker? So we're glad to report that a new piece of research has lightened the picture a little bit, although it's still very, very dark. Okay. To find out what might happen in a nuclear winter, a team from... Why is the A in capitals? The A team? It's Mr. T gone in there. The A team from the University of Colorado analysed thunderstorms generated by a group of 8 wildfires in 2017 and found they injected a small volcano's worth of aerosol into the stratosphere and created a smoke plume that lasted for almost 9 months. We compared observation with model calculations of the smoke plume, said scientist Karen Rosenloff, and then asked to see the manager. That helped us understand why the smoke plume rose so high and persisted so long, which can be applied to other stratospheric aerosol injections, such as from volcanoes and nuclear explosions. The wildfires offered scientists the rare chance to watch great towers of smoke rising and spreading into the atmosphere, which is what would happen as cities burn, being hit by nuclear doomsday weapons. Although the smoke behaved as expected when formed pyrocumulonimbus clouds and erupted violently into the atmosphere, it lingered in the stratosphere for 40% less time than expected, suggesting previous calculations about the length of a nuclear winter may have been exaggerated. Fuck it, let's all own nuclear weapons. If every single one of us owned a nuclear weapon, then we'd all be much safer. Come on, NRA. Come on, we can all get behind that, can't we? Forget your AR-15s. Let's all have nuclear capabilities. That's the only way that we're all going to be equal in this world, if we're all a nuclear power. Come on, guys. Come on, NRA. If you're so hard, why don't you let everyone, even with the wildest array of mental illnesses, all own nuclear weapons? Yeah? Come on, fucking, what's his name? The actor, the Cold Dead Hands guy, Hubert Pooble Pants. What's his name? Charlton Heston. Go on, Charlton Heston. If you're so hard, with your guns being prized out of your cold dead hands, Charlton Heston, why can't I own a nuclear? Why can't we all have nuclear weapons? Yeah, college campuses, primary schools would all be much safer if everyone had brought a nuclear warhead with them into school. Yeah, it's not a straw man argument. It's the truth. Change my fucking mind. Okay, guys? It's been a wild show today, everyone. It's been a wild week. It's a crazy world out there, guys. Let's have this Insomniacs bit again. I have it somewhat pegged, emphasis on the pegging, for She Throw of the Week. So let me know what you think on it. It's called How Does It Feel? It's on Viper. Lot of stuff is these days.
When the sound killer him hold you, and me say what you wanna do, sound boy. Put your hand on your head and ball, sound boy.
Yeah, it is the plot of Utopia, that Channel 4 thing. That was a great series. The first series of that was absolutely superb. Very violent. I liked it.
How does it feel knowing that you're on my soul? How does it feel knowing that you got control, got control, got control, got control? How does it feel knowing that you're on my soul?
Make sure you smash that like button, guys. If you're not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. It helps me feel better about myself. I need the validation of others on social media to feel like a man. It's the only way I can get hard these days, is to look at how many likes I have on a particular post or video. And if it's under 10, the missus ain't getting it, quite honestly. Then she's pissed off. It's bad news, guys. So please, if you want me to pleasure my girlfriend, please hit that like button. Like I say, it really is the only way I can sustain even the most basic of erections.
How does it feel knowing that you're on my soul? How does it feel knowing that you got control, got control, got control, got control?
It's Insomniacs, how does it feel? It's a hell of a record. I'm a fan. Yeah, man, I think that's definitely a contender. It's only Wednesday as well. Power Jen may be late for her show. She implores everyone that if they have a son that is of the crying persuasion to preempt the crying by simply giving the son a smack. Not my words, the words of Power Jen. She says, please, she says, listen to hardcore and smack your children. That's what she said. Weird. Yeah, I mean, it's advice. I Don't know if it's good advice, but it is advice. Listen to hardcore music. Smack your children. That's the next T-shirt. Come on, Jen, please make that T-shirt. You get a little power Jen just underneath it. Listen to hardcore. Smack your kids. Oh, it's been a fun show, guys. Thanks for being here with me for it. Oh God. Thanks to Kenny Foucanard for happily taking money from me, which I haven't found yet, but I'll find it. I'm a man of my word. Lannister always pays his debt. The Rankin always pays his debts, unless it's to drug dealers, I guess, because who cares? Well, they are or something. They're going to come and get me, eh? What are they going to do? Call the cops, eh? Come on. Sorry. I don't know why that's tickled me so much. I think it's just one of those days. Anyway, I'm going to get stuck into this. But it's the end of the show. And guys, thank you so much to everyone that's supporting on Patreon. We are now only 2 away from 100 people. And when we get to 100 people, 100 real people, not 100 people, including 5 fake people set up with Robin with the names of serial killers. That had to go. God bless him. Yeah, I will start doing whiskey and memes, and that's going to be trouble. That's likely to get me in trouble. I might have to do that as a private thing, so sort of we're all in on the joke. But yeah, look, guys, I only just need 2 more on the Patreon. So if you've been listening for a while and you've not, you're not subscribed, just a couple of dollars a month. And listen, guys, I've got 500 quid to pay to a madman. I need all the help I can get. This is what's kitchen. I'm fucked. For the rental property. Jesus. Anyway, the VIP list is as follows. Greg Cornford, Oliver Hooper, Tom Ryan, Reece Mosson, Squidgy Beats, Pauly Hutton, Ciarán R, Michael Kedzierski, Matty Tomkins, Dave Long, Joel Potter, Colm Murphy, Sam Howard, Tony J, Richard Patterson, Tom Camm, Stephen Harris, Matthieu Boulard, Jeroen Van Thunderbutt, Mike Pye, Lily Unsub, Richard Franks, Thomas Hall, Chode Ryder, Andrew Heichelbech, John Finison, BDR Crew, Peter Blatchford, Austin Grief, Cooper, Gennady Lightfield, James Parry, Hendo Bartendo, Lady Squiffington, Liam the Menace Underwood, Dan Farky Morris, a guy with no STD, James MC, Josh Williams, Rob Humphrey, Shibby T, Coco Shiva, Dan Elton, Taran Wilmore, Mr. Pope, Dark Progressive Sidetrons, Sachi Superior Drum and Bass, Nicolas Lorcy, Kris Breaks, The Build, Karissa Barthelson, Odin Bates, Lee Fuller, D, Daniel Gemby, Flaxis, Matt Wright, Grant Sullivan, Tom Robinson, Dad Smasher, Connor Smythe, Kevin Kaiser, Chris Shaw, Mr. Happy, Cosmic Waft, Meatloaf, Nick Brock, Sean Simpson, Robin Card, Sam House, Hugh Downer, Sarah Hunt, The Hitch Muffs, L-Tech, Willet, Ben Virgo, Dan Tweed, Lupe Salazar, Big Wodge, My Hill, Marty Danny, Nick Fleming, Carl Lewis, Gordon and Liz, Carl Williams, Tom Skipper. Unfortunately, it's George DC, Anthony Sharp, Claudio Love, Schmear, and Benage. A fine collection of human beings, a fine collection of lobsters. And I will say that for the men amongst them, their penises are long and proud, and the ladies amongst them, their bobs are well supported and perky. So, guys, I love you all. I will see you tomorrow. Tonight, me and Jim are recording the next episode of Rankin Radio for season 7. That'll be exclusive to the Rankin Radio Patreon. You can get on that for £2. It's a nominal fee, but as you all know, Jim's girlfriend basically steals all his money to pay for her to get her nails did. So, we've got to support him and his diet of Fray Bentos pies and the rent on his bedsit. Doing the Lord's work. Guys, I love you. Listen to hardcore music and smack your children. I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.